After another long and horrific day as the helicopters prepared to leave, I walked back in the falling darkness, wearing an army jacket, still nude from the waist down except for sneakers, and spotted all over with blood and dirt. With each step I could finally feel the shock of the last 2 days starting to set in again. I stared at my own blood on my hands as my knees buckled, leaving me on the ground crying and shaking uncontrollably. Just then I heard someone screaming above the idling helicopter from behind me, "Hey soldier! Get up!" As the strength of this voice somehow magically forced me to my feet, I could see a general had left his helicopter and was running toward me with a look of anger consuming his face. His fists were balled up in anger as he slid to a stop right in front of me and started yelling, "What is this? Stand up straight, now. Eyes forward, now." He then grabbed my army jacket, tugging it around me to hide my nakedness as he straightened and began lashing buttons from the bottom up. Gratefully, I think he did this very slowly to give me time to pull it together. When he got to the top buttons, I could feel the rough fabric on my neck as he looked right in my eyes and asked me a question in a very calm, commanding voice. "Did you or did you not tactically and ingeniously outmaneuver a superior force of no less than 12 trained commandos?" I couldn't help that my arms were still shaking as I looked at him through helpless tears made real by the thoughts of Lucinda and Nicolaus clinging to life inside. "Stop that, now!" he screamed in my face. "Eyes front, stand up straight." He then barked out his previous question again. "Did you or did you not tactically and ingeniously outmaneuver a superior force of no less than 12 trained commandos to save your sisters from certain death?" I yelled with a quiver, "Yes, sir." "Did you not in the end tactically and ingeniously consign all those hostile forces to the death they deserved?" So odd was the calming authority in his voice that I felt my back straighten with pride as I could hear his affirming tone resonating in my chest. "Yes, sir." Then he walked around me and stopped right in front of me once again. "I have heard about you. I have heard all kinds of stories, you little smart-ass bitch. But frankly I didn't believe any of it. Until today. Can I trust you to discover what needs to be done here?" "Sir, yes sir." "Can I trust you to do what needs to be done here?" "Sir, yes sir." "If this facility was attacked right after I leave, what would you do?" Staring in my eyes, he granted me a tear when I yelled back with the same anger he first brought to me. "I would give my life, sir." Then there was silence. Then he turned to the helicopter and waved as a soldier jumped out and sprinted at a breakneck speed towards us. "Lieutenant, this is Special Operative Asara, who has been assigned to NATO Human Trafficking Intervention. Before this she has been a very successful field operative in her own right. She is assigned to be my adjutant for this facility." The general was literally lying his ass off in telling her that I was a special operative assigned by NATO. It was true that Encounter Specialist was the title that Oceanne gave me at the sanctuary so I could study to be a nurse. So I guess this was the general's way of telling me that he too was now giving me a new title that I had to live up to. "Special Operative Asara, this is Lieutenant Hopel, my command adjutant." I was shocked and slightly embarrassed at hearing this, but the lieutenant at the news stood at attention and saluted me. And I awkwardly saluted back. "Lieutenant, did you hear what this operative achieved yesterday?" "Sir, yes sir." "Lieutenant, do you think you could have conceived and executed such a rapidly improvised strategy?" "Sir, no sir." The general then started playing with his confusion like a cat plays with a mouse. "I am sorry, what do you mean no? You once fell unarmed through a roof into a room of 23 terrorists and you ran in and out of them in a pattern you thought up on the spot that made sure all of them trying to shoot you, just ended up killing each other." With an incredulous tone he continued, "Are you sure there is absolutely no way you could have done what Special Operative Asara did yesterday, in your sleep no less?" The lieutenant paused with obvious embarrassment. "No sir, I could not." And immediately, my eyes cut to the lieutenant in total surprise and shock. This was a real soldier. "Lieutenant, do you believe that anyone who could do what this operative did today could benefit from your training and experience in tactics and strategy?" "Sir, I do sir." "Very well then, that is your poison. You will learn from her and she will learn from you and I will get 2 better soldiers in the mix, understood?" And the lieutenant and I both snapped back, "Yes sir." Then the general turned back to me, walked around and looked me over from straggly blonde head to filthy sneakers and said, "Now that's more like it."